Yo, what's going on, guys? Jetxc here, and the collab for Lost Sword X Senran Kagura is here, and we got a couple pulls on Hikage. We're gonna be doing Asuka in a separate video, but I did want to kind of talk about you guys about overall the collab and Hikage, and just kind of give you my thoughts on everything right now. So I'm gonna just say this flat out: I do think that both of these characters are gonna be good for new players. If you guys remember my video going over the patch notes and their kit, I said that the kits were pretty basic, right? Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because, I mean, to be fair, the last 3 units we've gotten have been busted, straight busted, which me personally, I don't mind, right? Because they help push a lot of content for people and they help get through a lot of things. But these collab characters, in my opinion, very basic, very generic. You can see, in terms of kit, right? You can see me kind of doing my pulls here. Pretty much, I would honestly suggest to just get the character and the card, because it's a collab and the characters will never come back, right? That's just my opinion. If you want to max them out, you can, but I'm gonna be honest, if you're like in game, or like not even just in game, but kind of mid to in game, I really don't think overall Hikage and even Asuka's really gonna help you out that much. But again, it's completely up to you and what you want to do with your resources. It's just based off of everything I'm seeing with the kit and what I've tested. You know, they're good, but you know, you can definitely put more investment into Luera, Morgan Le Fay, and some other characters that have recently come out, right? So let's go over Hikage's skill real quick, which, by the way, Hikage, easily one of my favorite Senran Kagura characters. She looks great in game right now. So she is pretty straightforward. Inflicts damage equal to a certain percentage of attack on all enemies, right? And we've got a buff that's applied, so she targets herself, and she gets a 15% attack speed buff for 90 seconds. Right, so pretty self-explanatory. And her second buff, transform into a figure specialized for battle, which in game, she's basically like kind of half naked essentially. So you'll see it here when we see the test, right? But if we go to her active skill, inflict damage equal to 270% of attack, and it hits forward all enemies, and that's 7 seconds. And we have a passive here: when Hikage defeats an enemy, the remaining cooldown of the active skill is reduced, and it is reduced by 4 seconds. So that means if you kill somebody and you, like, let's say you just used the skill and then like a second later you basically was able to kill a random enemy, right, that cooldown gets reduced to about 3 seconds, right? So it's a pretty nice skill to have, especially when you factor in the attack speed and consistently attacking. And then she's got another one here: check target name, target self. If there are 2 or more targets, inflict 24% additional damage. So definitely, like I said, will help a lot of new players with story pushing, absolutely. And then she's got her passive here: applies a buff of 56%, critical hit chance 9%, and then targets herself. Basic attack numbers of targets increased by 2. So, like I said, very straightforward. She's got a pretty good amount of attack speed. If you want, you can put a attack speed pet on her and, you know, watch her do some damage as you try and push as a new player. But yeah, she's very, very straightforward. So you're gonna see in like the video here, I do take her to like test on the dummy and things like that. And I do want to say her ult cooldown is 90 seconds. It's kind of crazy. I'm gonna be honest, it's very crazy. I guess you could say her passive and active make up for it slightly, because she could consistently use scatter, but that's if you're killing an enemy, guys. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say about that 90-second cooldown. It's insane. You're basically waiting for a minute and a half while everybody else has like 20, 30, even if it's like 40 seconds. They've got like cooldowns baked in their kit, so 40 seconds is really like 20 seconds. She's okay. That's just my opinion. Again, you can get as many copies as you want, but I highly suggest, if you've been playing, I mean, just grab her card, right? New players, honestly, if you're a new player, you're going to be getting so many gems and so many tickets that you can get her and still be completely fine, right? Like, this collab is going to be out for a month, guys. So keep that in mind. But yeah, if you've been checking out, here's some of the damage numbers here. I basically took her to the what do you call it, the training dummy, and you know, she's okay, right? Compared to some of the top damage dealers and what they're doing now, again, they are fully maxed out. I'm sure if I fully maxed out my Hikage, you know, she'd be closer to like maybe 80 to 100 million. But again, I just don't think her use compared to a lot of other characters in the cast is going to be as good. And you know what? Let's take her into. Let's do like some minor comparisons here. I kind of want to. Let's take off like Luera. Let's compare her to. Let's put Neo. Can we put Neo in the back? Yeah, let's see if she could do more damage than Bedivere. And again, these characters are pretty built out, so I'm not going to be too harsh on Hikage, but I'm curious, right? So let's go ahead and run this one. I'm going to enter here. And we're just going to see how it looks. And again, we won't be able to take advantage of Hikage's passive, right? That will allow her to do more damage if an enemy falls. So you have to keep that in mind as well. She's really for pushing story, in my opinion. But yeah, let's just see what happens here, right? So if we're just looking at alt timers, I mean 30 seconds, 90 seconds. Here we go. Here, 34 seconds. And we'll wait for Betty, 32 seconds, right? And then let's just take a look at the damage numbers so far. So far so good, right? And we're just doing like some basic comparisons. I didn't even get a look at like the element currently, so that's my bad. But we're just going to let this run its course. And again, the ult timer is insane, man. That's so insane on Hikage. And that's the passive, by the way. That's her look after she ults, right? She's basically like in like a bikini. But yeah, so here we go. Now they're rotating again with their ults, right? So here comes the second rotation. We got 9 seconds left. So everybody but Hikage is going to get her ult. Are going to get their ult, right? So the second rotation just went. And we got 3 more seconds. And there we go. So, pretty okay. Now, she did more than Bedivere, even though my Bedivere is pretty built out. And I've got, like, her basically maxed out. So, that's pretty cool, right? So, she's decent. But when you've got a lot of your damage dealer, characters, it's gonna be tough, right? It's gonna be tough to really do that comparison properly. But like I said, I think Hikage is definitely gonna shine when you're trying to push story. I wish I could show some examples, but I'm currently stuck on where I'm at. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of Hikage overall. We're gonna go over Asuka the next time, but yeah, I think so far so good. Let me know what you guys think of the collab so far. I've heard a couple people calling it mid. I think it's fine, right? I just think that we'll see how it goes over the month. But yeah, so far so good. All right, guys, I'm out. Later.